how you do one thing is how you do everything. For instance, if somebody is late for work and maybe they are late for, let's say, a date, then how do you expect that person to be on time when they have scheduled a sales appointment with an ideal prospect? It's very difficult to do that. And if somebody isn't committed to their business, then how do you expect them to be committed in other areas of their life? For example, showing up to the gym regularly, or maybe showing up for their partner or their relationship whenever times are tough. So the fact is that if somebody is unhealthy in one area of life, they are basically unhealthy in most of the areas of their life as well. Back in the days when I was in college, right, I was trying to run this agency of mine, and I was stuck at that $10,000 per month mark, right? But what I realized is that the way I was operating, right, I would just go out, party all night, I would get drunk, I would hang out with friends, and I would just wake up in the morning, I would feel hungover, groggy, and really not the best version of myself. And what I realized is when I was in that situation, I was feeling really, really miserable. And that is one thing that really prevented me from scaling my business, because half of my life I was just stuck dealing with those personal errands, because of which I did not get sufficient time to focus on what matters the most. It was only when I decided to give up all those things, move back in with my parents, right? Decide to give up on alcohol, decide to give up on actually traveling for quite some time, decide to give up on social life. I would, of course, admit that COVID did play a good role in that, because honestly, when everyone was cribbing that I'm stuck in the house and not able to do anything, I decided to leverage that time and devote everything that I have towards focusing on my business and other areas of my life. When my room was clean, when my diet was in order, when I was getting healthy food, when I was able to successfully work out, that is when I had the necessary energy and the willpower to focus on my business and really take things to the next level. So the pattern of how somebody works out in the gym is kind of like the exact pattern that they would show in their business as well. For instance, for me, when I'm at the gym, I love challenges and I love to go that extra mile. So example, if my trainer tells me that, hey, you can't do that much weight, I would tell him, no, increase the weight, I want to do it. And similarly, when I face a similar challenge in my business, I tend to operate with a similar mindset. But most people, they tend to run away from pain. They tend to run away from all these things, right? But the fact of the matter is, if you don't push hard in all areas of your life, you will remain stuck in the position that you are in. Now, it's easier said than done that, hey, you have to make all these changes and become the version of yourself that you truly desire. And I could tell you right now that you have to go and fix your addiction. You have to improve other areas of your life to really become well in business. But the fact of the matter is 99% of you would probably be done watching this video or get distracted by, let's say, some sort of cat video or some Taylor Swift video, and then you would go on and try to do that stuff and get distracted and not really execute upon the same. And you know why that happens? Because you're still stuck operating with your old identity. And until you don't kill your old identity and get over your limiting beliefs, you will not be able to become the person that you truly want and truly desire. So if you think about how most people operate, they operate by basically some memory of the past or thinking about the future, which basically comes from the memory of the past. So for instance, back in the days when I was in school, I was trying to do some sort of math equation, and my teacher came to me and they were like, Rohan, you are bad at math. You can't even solve this basic problem. You will never succeed in mathematics, right? And as a result of that, whenever I would come across some sort of mathematical equation, I would certainly recall that, hey, my teacher told me that I was bad at mathematics. As a result, I will never be able to actually become good at mathematics. So in all examinations, whatever preparation that I used to do, it used to always backfire. It used to always fail because of my limiting belief that I cannot do it. And I kept replaying these memories again and again. See, the fact of the matter is that your brain, right, cannot distinguish between and past memory and something that is really, really happening. In fact, I want you to do this one exercise right now. Close your eyes and I want you to imagine an embarrassing moment in your life. Okay, an embarrassing moment where maybe someone was laughing at you, maybe something didn't go as you planned, something that you were really, really shy to talk about with other people until now. Can you feel it? Can you imagine it? Can you think of that moment? I want you to really think and experience those feelings you felt when that incident was happening. How were you feeling? What was going on? Who were around you? Try to paint the picture. Well, guess what? After imagining that thought, do you feel a little bit embarrassed right now? Yes, you do. And do you know why that's happening? Because your mind cannot distinguish between a memory that happened in the past and what's happening right now. Right now, you are probably in your house or somewhere in your car or whatever in front of a mobile or computer screen or your tablet trying to watch this video. But I told you and made you remember about an incident that happened ages ago, yet you feel a certain way. Why? Because of the same logic. And by you consistently replaying that memory in your mind again and again, guess what? You're putting more rocks towards that memory and rewiring yourself to become the version of yourself that you are not very proud of, that embarrassed version. And similarly, this has happened to me a lot of times as well. Not just mathematics, it has happened to me in other areas of life as well. When I was a kid, there was this girl that I really, really liked. I had a crush on her and I decided, hey, I'm just going to ask her out for a date. And I did go there and she rejected me because I don't know, whatever, sad for her. But point is that when she did reject me, I was able to replay that memory. And the way she rejected me was kind of in front of everybody, right? So I decided to like, it was pretty cheesy. I decided to like go and, in front of my friends, decide to like really ask her out and make this sort of a big deal. And like, you can't blame me, I was in sixth standard, right? And she just like looked at me and she's like, no, I'm not interested. And as a result of that, my friends were laughing, everyone was laughing. And guess what? Till the time I like reach 11th standard or 12th standard, that memory kept playing again and again in my mind, and I used to feel embarrassed every time I would think about even talking to a girl, right? And that put me in literally depression for quite some time, until I realized that, hey, that's just a memory. It's just an experience that happened once. And rather than consistently stacking those negative experiences in my mind, why can't I think about the positive experiences as well? So I decided to really challenge my thoughts. I decided to really challenge my beliefs and really work on stacking more positive experiences and thinking about those positive experiences again and again and making that my identity rather than thinking about those times which didn't work in my favor. So a lot of these experiences also prevented me from really starting my own business as well. For example, I did have limiting beliefs like, why would somebody pay an Indian thousands and thousands of dollars to basically fulfill their problems? Again, why did that happen? Because of me seeing different kind of movies, because of me experiencing racism when I was abroad trying to actually study for my undergraduation. And until and unless I decide to really make a list of the positive experiences that I had, for example, the times when I actually got a deal signed, the times when I was able to actually take efforts and really approach clients, the times when there were good people out there abroad who did give me the projects that I truly deserved. And by stacking those positive experiences in my mind, guess what happened? It gave me more confidence, it gave me more courage, and it allowed me to become the version of myself that I wanted to become. And as a result, start this company called as Uability, which makes millions.